Hi guys, Simon from Tech My Life Video. I just wanted to talk briefly about some of the stuff that's kind of come out from Apple. It was actually, the event was just like a week after I came back from America, and although, even if I was in America, there's no way I would have got kind of access to that event. I mean, I'm not big enough. I met John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo, and he obviously went to the event. But yeah, it was basically an event for the smaller iPad Pro, so the size we're used to, and also the size we're used to in iPhones, or we used to be used to, the iPhone CE. I called it, and check back the videos, I called it a long time ago that Apple were always going to keep the 4-inch iPhone. They were always going to keep that small one. So we've effectively got an iPhone Plus, and an iPhone, what, Mini. Ultimately, what's the name going to be? And we obviously, the water gets very muddy when we go, because we have iPhone 5, iPhone 5S, iPhone 6, iPhone 6S, and we have 6S Plus. But it's starting to turn into some really bad naming if you get into if it becomes, ultimately we have the CE, and if you imagine if it was a 6S CE, it's just like, yeah. I just think that like, you want to have a Plus and a Mini. If you've got an iPad Mini, why can't it be an iPhone Mini? I don't necessarily like the term Mini. So I don't know. I haven't even come up with the ultimate. I don't claim to want to tell Apple what they can do to name their products necessarily, but you've kind of got that iPad Pro, so it's not an iPad Plus, it's an iPad Pro, but now the normal one is a Pro as well. So I actually think that the naming structure has got a little bit all over the place, because you've basically, it's a little bit like MacBooks. You kind of make the MacBook Pro, and then you make the Pro the norm, and then it doesn't actually need the Pro tag anymore because it becomes the norm. And then you had iPad, and you called it Air just because it was light, and so you get this very messy naming structure. I said they'd keep the 4-inch. I'm glad they've kept the 4-inch. I think they need the three types of iPhone, the three sizes of iPad. I think that works well. I think that works well for covering all your bases. I played around with the large iPad and the keyboard that goes with it, and I was actually really quite surprised at how good it was. Sitting on a flat surface, brilliant. Still not as good as the 12-inch MacBook. That is a beautiful keyboard to type on, but pretty good. And obviously the iPad has the pencil and that functionality and touchscreen and a really big screen. So really impressed with the Pro, but again, as I said, I'm not really sure where they're going with this. So what I see down the track with the iPhone is the fact that so when we roll over to the 7, it seems to make sense at that point, although they've only just released the CE. It would seem to make sense that you would introduce 3 sizes of that phone. That would make sense to me. And then you keep the CE, the 6S, the 6S Plus, and the 3 sizes of the 7. And you keep that. And then when you get to the 7S, you drop everything except 3 7s and 3 7Ss, and you've got your range of phones in 3 sizes and 3, I guess, configurations. And then obviously you've got capacities in amongst that, so you've still got, you've effectively got up to maybe 9 phones if you had 3 sizes in each, which I think would be kind of the ideal point. I imagine what they'll probably do is have 2 in the smallest phone and then 3 and 3, so it would actually be 8 different phone options altogether. But I said it before, and I thought they were going to keep it, and they did keep it. As I said, I'm not sure where they're going with the iPads. What do you think? What are your thoughts on what Apple have released? The new iPad with the screen that adjusts its brightness based on the ambient light, the colouring, which name escapes me as I rant, but that is brilliant, because I'm forever turning the brightness down because it's out of kind of balance with the lighting around me, and not just the brightness but the tonality of that screen. So I think they've absolutely nailed it with that functionality. I haven't actually had a chance to play with one, but that's kind of been a gripe for me for a while actually, with the iPhone, in terms of trying to get the screen the right kind of temperature effectively for the room you're in. So let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear your thoughts on what Apple are doing. It's just a few of my thoughts. I think, as I said, 4-inch screen is a good move. Not sure what they're doing with the iPads, because now we've got Pros and Airs that are the same size, and my feeling with the iPad is it should be 3 different models: a mini, the standard size we're used to, and what is the Pro size, or large, or maxi, or plus, or whatever you want to call it. And then you just have capacities amongst that, and forget all this Air, forget all this Pro. That's at least my feeling on where they should have gone with it. But we'll wait and see. Apple are always, kicking goals. I mean, people still want the product. I just think that it's, from a marketing perspective, it would be simpler to have a more defined range. Less is more, so to speak, which really is the Apple philosophy. So, I'm Simon from Tech Life Video. Please comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are on these things. Please like the video, and please, of course, subscribe to the channel. The more the merrier. I want to do more with this, and I'd love your support. Alright, we'll see you next one. Bye.